Good morning, retail traders. Boy, what a week it was last week. We sure had a good time trading it. Patience was key in that trade in that week. So we got this coming week up, and I always say every Monday's a new Monday, and that decides what kind of week I'm going to be trading in. So I try to determine where are we. We had a lot of denial, and then we started getting some fear. And I think we're in despair right now. Disbelief. A lot of the fat cats, they haven't panicked yet. They're still holding their position. I mean, a lot of them sold out. You know, we call it extremely greed levels beyond greed itself with this AI run. It was a huge bubble, and you'll see some of the stocks that were involved in that. You can see what I mean by bubble, how much they ran. So, yeah, despair, fear. I think, we hit denial a couple weeks ago. People were in denial. And then last week I was hearing a lot like, oh, I've already sold 90% of my positions, or they were kind of lying to us in CNBC with some of the pullback calls they were talking about. And stocks only back down 5% when from the beginning of the year instead of year to date or anything like that. When you go and you mean they're only down 5% but up 300 or 400% in a year and a half. So yeah, there's a lot of bubbles out there, a lot of bubbles, a lot of overbought stocks. And another statement that was posted or mentioned last week that I really am a bullish about is the fact that it's not always about the fundamentals in the market. It has a lot to do with the technicals, analysis. Studying the charts and knowing when you're at a hard resistance. It doesn't matter about the multiples or the earnings or anything like that. Some of these companies are getting good earnings, but they're pulling back. Why? They're up 200 or 300 or 400% in a year and a half. That's why. Stocks have overstepped, let's say, their hypothesis that we were going to have 6 rate cuts. It's not going to happen. It was a bad call. They said the market told them that. I disagreed with them. I told them, and then by what I mean by CNBC and the fat cats, the analysts, they all get it wrong. They get it wrong for one reason, because they want to keep the market bullish. And they don't want to kind of tell you, oh, well, I sold my position, 3 weeks later you might hear about it. So that's what really got me last week. I was getting pretty irate. I think you need to know, and I knew that this market's way overbought. So panic hasn't hit the floor yet. We could get us a nice little dead cat bounce because of such the hard pullback we had on Friday, which, due to expectations of what's going to happen in the Middle East, I hear people talking, well, it wasn't that bad, so the market bounced back, and I'm going, it's bad. You don't want to take no chances. You got Putin threatening you with nukes. So you just want to be extra careful in this market right now and be day trading it and scalping it, not really investing in it unless you see something that you really like and you want to add on to the dips. If it does pull back, something that will carry this. Fat cats have got it all wrong. The feds have got it all wrong. So we just have to play it the way it is. I'm playing it the way it is. I'm not taking any extra chances. It's day trading and scalping and doing pretty good at it. So I think we're in despair. Despair, not panic yet. So we got another month maybe to play around here. But who knows? This market might start bouncing because we've had such a good fast sell-off in 3 weeks. So let's go ahead and go over the watch list. I just want to make it clear. I am not a bull when the market's still way overbought. But I am a bull on how to trade the market when we're pulling back in an overbought market. And we are pulling back to support levels that are meaningful, that could give you a nice little day trade, nice day trades. I mean, you know, if you look at the percentage points, you watch this coming week. Let me see here. So we're going to go ahead and start this off with the Tony and Jim watch list. I think this is video number 7 that I've done on this here watch list now. And I'm going to continue doing it because I call it the bubble watch list. And anybody can manage a trade off this watch list. And we're going to start off at the very top. We're going to look at Friday's volume highs and see what really had the volume. You know, we got the SPX here. And I want to show you a couple things about the SPX. If I clean this up here. So this here is the daily chart. And right now we're moving to the 100 time frame. This is the 100, I think this is the 100 simple moving average. The SMA. So we could be pulling back to that, or we could be pulling back to the 100 EMA. Let's go ahead and put that on here real fast. I just want to use that for an example today because we are having some good strong pullbacks. And we did pull back on the weekly to a good spot. Let me pull that up first. To the 21. So I was calling this out from the top. I said if we didn't hold the 9, we could easily pull back and hit the 21. So we're at a solid support. Right there is what I'm trying to say on the SPX. And we've got the 3 black crows, which I talk about. 3 weeks of solid selling on the SPX. So we're at a solid support is what I'm trying to tell you. We could have a nice bounce off this week. So the number we need to hold, and it's going to be pretty simple this week. I mean, at least on this one. Right around 494840 on the SPX. We've got the SPY on here. It also hit the 21. Now the SPY, I should have showed you what that SPX had. It had a falling wedge. So we're on the 21 also on the SPY. And we're going to put a little price line right there. So that number needs to hold right around 493. If 493 doesn't hold, we could have a pretty good little drop down to the top of these wicks, right around 480 this coming week. So it's very important that we hold that 21 at 493, and that's the SPY. Now, NVIDIA, I got in this trade Friday and had to scalp my way out of it. It was a toughie. We could still pull back and hit the 21. Now, this is the 21 EMA. Exponential moving average. On the weekly time frame. So that's going to be the solid support this week to hold. Oh, I didn't go down. Right around 722.60 area. 62.75, somewhere in there, 722.75. So this could be, it's down about for another 350 if it pulls back. That should hold, and that's what we're going to be looking for in NVIDIA. Now, NVIDIA is their bread and butter. So we're going to look at the yearly. We broke the 63. We got a gap right in here, so it could hold that support right there too. Right around 750. I'd watch 750.50 for sure and see if that touches that. If we haven't touched it already. I don't think we have. 750, yeah. Keep a good eye on that. That's a little gap. That's NVIDIA. Keep good. I mean, we can drop more. It's way overbought still, but I'd rather see it down here at 687 and pick it up off the 100 for your third support. But this is your first solid support because of that gap. So what happens at 750.50? Tesla's going to be a tough one to be trading. Now this has got a lot of bears on it. A lot of bears. I've been trading Tesla for a very long time. But this is all wrapped up. EV sector is not all what it's cut out to be, for one. Like I said, everything has a bubble. And this bubble was brought on by the federal government. If they would have left it alone and stayed out of it, done a little bit, but not much, we'd probably be doing a lot better in this here sector. Fact is, they're punishing too many people. I don't think it's going to work. EV, who wants to buy an EV? I mean, I don't know nobody that has a garage well enough a way to charge it. So yeah, it's going to be a tough pickle to swallow to get the whole country to do. We're not set up. This country's not set up for that. We're too many people living in apartments and rented homes and houses without garages, and it just. So yeah, Tesla. I love Tesla. We're going to look for a double bottom. It didn't hold the head and shoulders last week, and that's what we needed to do. So we're going to watch it pull back, and see if we can get it right around 120. I'm going to still wait for the pullback. We got a couple of them, 136 and 112, and then this 120, 123. William Mary's right in there. So I'm bullish on Tesla. Just got to let it pull back a little bit more. Probably can still scalp it. QQQ. Another big pullback on it. We're getting close to support. This is on the weekly time frame. Using one trend line, somewhere right around 409. AMD. We broke support on AMD. It can drop some more. Man, it'd be a strong buy if it hit the 63. This is on the weekly. I think it can drop more. Now, this is a great stock. We could go ahead and it can get news, and we can go ahead and start running up on it already. But Wall Street made big mistakes in this sector in calling it out. They got too loudmouth, too emotional, and pumped it up way too high. And it was well deserved. It's a good company. So, it could be tradable. It could be tradable. Pull back to this shoulder line right here. Break that resistance level. It can be tradable. I'm telling you. I like AMD. I've done very well on AMD. And then on the daily, you can pull back and hit the 200, and that'll be a shoulder line of this head and shoulders. That would be a beautiful spot if you could get 136. Maybe above that next week. It might move up. That 200 might move up. Right now, it's about 136. I'm going to put 136.56. So that's AMD. Then we had Apple. Apple's getting bad news. We got the year low down here at 162.80. Bank of America. Nice little pop on this one last week. We bounced close to the 100 SMA. Let it pull back a little bit before I take the trade or double top at 37. Amazon, we're at the 63. We could hit the 21, be a lot better buy. A little bit under the 21. So I'm going to set an alert right on the 21. This is on the weekly time frame. The 21 SMA at 167.64. IWM, Russell, they pushed people wrong on this trade. It was definitely undervalued, but it's definitely not running with everything else. We had a nice bounce though on the triple bottom, and it's came back and hit the 200 right now. This could be tradable this week, the IWM. Got to watch it. It's real close. We're at the 200. I'm telling you. Nile, new low last week, 371. I'm surprised that this thing might get down to $2. WFC, big old pop on this last week. New high on the 3-year weekly time frame. I got 59 as support here. Google getting a lot of hype. It can come back, find support at 149, but it's getting a lot of hype. Your first support's going to be right around 152. 152. If that don't hold, 149. That's how important 152 is. 152 has to hold. No doubt. TSM, man, what a pullback on this stock. I don't know what to think about it. I'd wait for the 21, see if we can get it. That's off these here triple top breakout right here. And that's right around 124.35. 124.35 for TSM. Meta, a lot of hype on Meta. We had a nice little pullback on Meta. I'd love to catch this off 444.60 off the 21. I would love to do that on the weekly. You could get a night. They'll pump Meta. I think it's way overbought. It needs to come down. If you get a big knife on this in a day, I'd come in the next day and scalp it up. Way overbought. Way overbought. Way overbought. Way overbought. Way overbought. They're going to tell you different. Way overbought. Just by looking at the chart. Way overbought. SMCI, big pullback on this one here. Right to a solid support level at the 21. Now I'd come in here on Monday and trade this to the upside and get a nice scalp on it. Nice day trade. I'd watch this one real close. This one's not oversold. It's still overbought, but yet nice pullback. This could be very nice trade come Monday for a day trade or a scalp. SMCI, I'm loving it here. It can pull back. We're on the 21. Man, I'm telling you, this is beauty. Airlines getting pumped last week. Gasoline going up. I don't know if that was a good idea. Conflict in the Middle East. Airports shut down. I don't know. I think I'd wait for a pullback on airlines and then take the trades. They're overbought, overmuch, over too fast. Now we've got Netflix. A few of us were shocked. Again, we didn't hit a 3-year resistance. We had a real solid pullback on this stock. And we had a very good understanding of respectful resistance on the way up until here lately. And we just got a little out of hand. But I'm not a movie guy. I think their movies have gone downhill. Nothing on Netflix interests me anymore. I haven't turned my TV on in more than 3 years, maybe longer than that. So, right now we are at solid support at the 21 on the weekly. This is Netflix. We could consolidate and have some nice little day trades on it, but we're at a solid support. I need you to be the judge on this trade. We're at a solid support. We can easily pull down to a bigger correction. This stock does like to do that, but once it's established, and we've not had an arm like, well, we've had it a couple times back in here. We had a good arm right here, but healthy one right here. So consolidate down a little bit. Maybe find resistance right here. Let me show you a trick. Find support somewhere right in here. We get a confirmation of that previous high. Create an alert. 540.86. So that's $15 dip Netflix, and I think that might be very attractive. But yet what I was trying to establish here is the breakout and that in trend line, so it could pull back and then land around 125 and be a much better buy. 525. So yeah, let this thing pull back a little bit. I mean, you could put the Fibonacci's on here even. Run it to where we had that breakout. Don't wait for Netflix pull back. Now, again, if you listen to social media, they're going to be against anything with Donald Trump's name on it. Okay? Let's make that perfectly clear. So people are calling this stock to go and run out and beat last resistance highs and maybe even go higher. But you got to think, okay, it's got the Donald name on it. The Donald brand. I mean, I love the guy. I always have. Liberals used to love him, but now they don't. So, this one had a nice breakout last week after the pullback. I'd be watching it real close. It's a risky trade. If you trade the Donald DJT, just know we had the nice little bounce, and it's got the brand on it. And just respect that, the fact that Wall Street will dounce on it, and bash it, and do whatever they can. China, they keep pumping China. Wall Street has, and it's just not had any grounds. We have had a nice snake pullback on this thing, and we did break kind of a resistance on Friday. We broke the 9. If we can respect the 9 on the 1 hour EMA, we can run up and hit the 63 EMA on the 1 hour time frame, long the 100 SMA on the 1 hour time frame. Again, my strategy is all about chart patterns, moving averages, and being in the now. So that's BABA. China, scalp only. Do not swing these overnight. I mean, not right now. There's too much crap going on. Now I'm pumped up on this one here. I really was. I was pumped up on this stock because Jack Ma and his buddy were getting back involved. But damn, thing pulled back hard. Disney, same bet. I come real close to hitting my 110.46. I was just a few cents off. I'll watch this very close next week. This was a buy into rumor, sell into news, and that's what they did. 1, 2, 3, and the thing pulled on back. We've had a good pullback for 3 weeks. I'd keep a good eye on Disney. I think Disney could be in the cards this week. I really do. Watch Disney. Disney close. Put Disney on the watch list. I've gave you 2 or 3 good stocks here that could be winners on chicken dinner. Morgan Stanley. Stephanie's pumping this stock. 1 hour time frame. You got to break the 200. If the 200 breaks, your next resistance is going to be above 92. 92.23 somewhere in that area. Long 94.16. 92.23 breaks, and if not, it needs to hold the 63, which is right around $88. It can drop lower. This is a bear flag, and it could have another knife and then come back and have the final breakout to 94.16. Morgan Stanley's getting pupped by fat cats. They love this stock right now. Boeing's went sideways for a week, kind of higher lows, higher highs. We could be setting up for a breakout if we get a nice little sharp knife on this to 167.50 and then run it up to the 200. Boeing is not a great trade. It's a bad company, but it is cheap, and it's got all the eyes you could know that are looking at it right now. Lilly, man, fat drug going down, baby. Overbought. Jimmy said it was, but still, this was their baby. This was going to go to $1,100. This is their baby, Lilly. So, I'm feeling vinified or whatever. I feel like I'm verified, because I've been calling this bubble for a very long time. People have been fighting it back and forth. I mean, this sucker's a bubble. 563 to $800 in 2.5 months. So we've got a 1, 2, 3 setup right now. This could be another good trade this coming week. I bet you it'll be in the news for one. They won't shut up talking about it. Well, we're right at support. I mean, this baby ready. Ready. So let's see if the 1, 2, 3 works out this coming week, and we could run it back up to this right here, right around 745, to that next resistance level. 745, 746, somewhere in there. This looks like a good trade. If this doesn't, I mean, this is so serious right here. It could fall pretty good, around 700. Another $25 drop. Yeah, that's at a good spot. I'd keep a good eye on Lilly. Then we got Adobe. Another one didn't hold my support channel. Low support right now is 453.42. Keep a real close eye on this one here. It was in the bubble. Jim, what do you know what a bubble is? Well, something was 274 at the bottom a year and 3 months ago, 4 months. And all of a sudden it's at 200 and what percent? 200 and how much? Oh, damn. Shit. But it's getting down to a respectable support. So I've got 453.42 right above that 100. Let's see if that holds this baby. That should be a good trade. I'll be watching Adobe real close here soon. Goldman Sachs, here's another one. It's had a real nice run. Earnings were out. Banks didn't look too good to me. They know it. So there's a couple bad things that have happened here lately. The rates not getting what they want, and then the bank's not looking too good. But some were. Lulu. Great stop at support on Lulu at the 200 on the weekly. We did start to bounce on this one here. I did call it out, and we are at the 200 right now, breaking it to the upside. Earnings were bad. Forecasts were bad. Then we got Baidu. We're waiting for the pullback on this one too. It didn't hold support. It needed to. I think we can get a better price. We're going to keep watching it real close. And the last one on the watch list is Mr. Slow down, buddy. This one here, another one that just got way out of hand. We can wait for the 21, right around $1,000. It didn't hold my support level. I had it at the 9. So here on the weekly, we got to wait for it to come back to 1,000. Right now, that's 1039.50. And that's not accurate. That's just a rough estimate. What am I doing? There we go. That's it for the watch list. So my summary is about we've been lied to a lot. They've been trying to keep you in this bullish market. I think we've been lied to by the feds. They've been way behind the curve. Interest rates aren't doing what they told them to do. They're trying to play the same script that they did back during the late 70s and early 80s. And I don't think it's a good idea. Times have changed. We have a different market now. Back then it was easier to tame because you had just a few people running the market. Now you've got retail traders involved in it. You've got more institutions involved in it. You got so many different opinions trading off of it. It's hard to, and we're in a whole new gig economy. It's a whole new economy called a gig economy. So everything changes. Everything's always changing. And all these fat cats have still had it wrong. They've still got it wrong. Now I was telling the room, I think it is what it is kind of mood with the market. Their excuse, they want to wait for earnings. It is what it is. So whatever, they were wrong, interest rates, so whatever it is, it is. They're going to deal with it. Well, we're up, we might as well accept it kind of thing. Which we're still way overbought. So it is what it is to me that, we got to just keep reminding ourselves, where are we on this here map? I want to wait until I get into capitulation, and I think we're going to be there soon and start seeing, hearing different rhetoric and start going back to the upside closer we get to the election. Now, Biden's not going to be the candidate. He will definitely be pulled out of it, and they got to put somebody else in there that's coherent. We already know who's running the country. That's Hillary and Obama. They've got all their slaves in there running the White House right now. So that's the way it is. It is what it is. It's a weird time to be in America. So I'd say we had a real greedy run, and we're in denial, and we're not into fear yet. I think we kind of just jumped over fear and don't really want to have fear. We're still accepting that we're in a bull market. We're in despair. And the fat cats are still going to trade it like they always do. They're going to hold their positions and add on. One trader gets on here and she talks about pumping the market all the time. She's bullish because of the multiples, and she yapped out and slipped last week that she sold 90% of her positions. I said, oh yeah, really? You sold 90% and you're pumping this market up? They're just waiting for the dip. They're going to buy the dip. Josh gets on there and says, been pumping the market up, says he's bullish. And then gets on there last week. Well, we're halfway sold off. We might as well sell off the other half. He's pissy too. but they shouldn't be. I mean, they've had such a remarkable year, all of them. And I think you just need to let it pull back and do it again. Let it bounce like a, let it come down and bounce like a basketball, gravity. And then when that big knife we had, and then when it gets smaller and smaller, psh, psh, psh. So let's have a good time next week. Be careful. I think we're skipped fear, and we're in despair. We're just waiting now. And I don't think there's going to be much panic unless there's going to be a nuke set off. And we get involved in that war. Russia comes out and does something, China. Then we can go into some panic mode. But we might skip past a couple of these and get right into capitulation and start running it back up. I think that I've never said that before. But I'm saying it because we've had 3 weeks of selling. And we might have just skipped the fearmonger. Because people already know that we're way too high. I've been here a long time, 20 years, every day. I've not seen anything like it. And I've alerted everybody, so hope you traded it well. I did. I just didn't hold anything, and I still wouldn't hold anything. You'll get a better price. I guarantee it. So we'll catch you all later. Retail traders, this is the Sneaky Snake trading strategy, where I talk about chart patterns, moving averages, and being in the now. And have a great day. Sorry it took a little extra long, but like I said, it might be a good week to start day trading and scalping and getting some good spreads in. Bye-bye.